All right, Marc Sims live on tape. I had to do this. I just set the camera up and put it on a tripod, turn the lights on. I don't know if the chroma key is working correctly. Some days the colors look okay, sometimes they don't. I got so upset, and I shouldn't get upset because I was over there meditating. And Miss Davis called me, nice lady Miss Davis. She called me, sound like an African American woman, who was upset at Marc Sims because I said that African American people, African American parents don't care about their children. And she was mad at me. She's not even from Chicago. And I tried to keep my cool, but I lost my cool. Because I said, baby, this is Chicago. I'm in Chicago. I'm in the South Side of Chicago. Been here all my life. I know Negroes. I know Chicago. I know Arnie Duncan. I know Paul Vallis when he was in charge. He was on my show in 2000, I believe. He was in charge of the public schools back in the day. I mean, 2000 rather. What happened back in the day. So I know Chicago. My parents were from Chicago. Both my parents, they raised me in Chicago. My mom's from Detroit and my dad is from Arkansas. They both had master's degrees. And I dropped out of high school in 1980. I only had like I was 2 credits shy. It wasn't no big deal. I was just a crazy teenager. But they were educated and I still dropped out of school. She said, that's your fault. I said, that's all our fault. That's my fault, my parents' fault, and us as an African American community. Here in Chicago, and I meant to tell her I got too emotional, she hung up on me. I said, Chicago, only 7%, in the city of Chicago, I ain't talking about the suburbs, in the city of Chicago, only 7% of incoming freshmen will obtain a college degree by the age of 25. That was from the University of Chicago. I had a little study. And forget about statistics, just understand what that means. 7% of incoming freshmen in Chicago, only 7%, will obtain a college degree by the age of 25. It's over 400,000 students in Chicago public schools. Most of them are not going to get a degree on time. You know that. Only 30% of the country has a degree at any one time. But almost half the people in college right now are 30 and 40-year-olds like me. So she said, how can you be on television? Because see, people get mad when you air the dirty laundry of African Americans. We're pathetic people. Some of us are. And that sounds, how could you? I'm not pathetic. Did I say you? I didn't say you. People they take it so personally. We in Chicago where the street drips with the blood of children. African American children are dropping out of school. We're not organized like the Latinos. The Latinos are way more organized than African Americans. So the African American organizations are the NAACP, the Urban League, Operation Push. These are old organizations and they actually passe, and they're bourgeois organizations in the sense that they help those who got a little something going on, kind of politically connected, got some education. Half of the African American community, like a lot of Americans, are at or below the poverty line. Paycheck to paycheck. We're not educated. We're not going to be educated. That's just the way it is. This country is collapsing right before your very eyes. People have to wake the F up. Let me end this rant by saying this is all I do on TV is give my opinion on the YouTube and the computer. Here in public access here in Chicago, the show is a public access show. This piece is only going to be maybe on the YouTube. I am only giving my freaking opinion. It's just my opinion. It's how I see the world, not how you see the world from the South Side of Chicago. In racist Chicago. This town, you've been here before, this town is so racially segregated. It's I heard Cleveland's pretty bad too, but it's really racially segregated, big time. And of course then we're segregated, maybe in your town, by class. Big time. And African Americans, we're segregated by color too. Don't get me talking about the boule and all this other kind of stuff, man. We got some issues. See, we're all been Willie Lynch. The African Americans have been Willie Lynch. We still talk about the Willie Lynch speech, you know it. Separate the older against the young. You pit them, you separate them, you fight, whatever. The old against the young, the women against the men, and the light-skinned slaves against the dark-skinned slaves. 2009, we're still Willie Lynched. We all need a checkup from the neck up. We're damaged people. See, the Mexicans know they're from Mexico. The Puerto Ricans know they're from Puerto Rico. The French know they're from France. What country do African Americans come from? I didn't say what continent. I said what country. Yes, through DNA. But look at the DNA. 80% of African Americans have the white bloodline. You know that. Barack Obama's mama's white, father's a Kenyan. You know what I'm saying? So we're very confused people. Oh, I'm a Muslim. No, I'm a Christian. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. No, I'm an Orthodox Muslim. I'm a Jehovah's Witness. We have all this tribalism in our community, and we never come to the core problem is the family. See, the Jews know who they are. Like I tell people, we've been beat down from slavery up until this very day, African Americans, because the power that be, and if you're wise, you know who they are. If you're not wise, you should know who they are. They never want African Americans to have the kind of influence the Jewish people have. I like the Jewish people. Sims may be a Jewish name. I may be a descendant of the Jews. Okay, I don't know. So I had nothing against Jewish people, but it's only about less than 6 million Jews in the country. It's about 38, 40 million black folks. The Jews have a lot of influence. They're very educated. They demand education for their family. They make sure the kids get a great education and they become doctors, lawyers, in the movie business, TV business. And I wish African Americans should be like that. There's a great book I'm going to show you, hopefully the next few weeks, called The Jewish Phenomenon. And all people should try to follow what the Jews done. They really put their emphasis on education and then, you know, have an impact on the society so they won't be annihilated. You know what I'm saying? Like they were in Germany. So they're you know, good people. But the powers that be do not want African Americans to be as influential as the Jews. Just imagine African Americans were lawyers and doctors. We was in Hollywood. We really moving shakers on Wall Street. We would have a lot of influence in this country. Therefore, a lot of influence in Africa. And a lot of influence over the people of color on the planet Earth. And the people of color are the majority of people on the planet Earth. It's deep. That's why the Chicago public schools are so bad. And it's so rough here for especially the lower income African Americans, because they don't want to produce another Malcolm X. They don't want another Tupac Shakur to come out of the lower class African Americans. They try to stop that. They'd rather have a Barack Obama. I like a Barack. They don't want another Tupac to show up. They want a politician like Barack. They don't want another Malcolm X to show up. I'm talking about Minister Malcolm X of the Nation of Islam. Minister Malcolm X. The real Malcolm X that y'all love, who was a member of the Nation of Islam, who was taught by Elijah Muhammad. Y'all forgot about that. They don't want they don't want another Marcus Garvey. Now he's from Jamaica. They don't want another Marcus Garvey. Do you understand?